My cheese nice.
Hello, everybody.
Does she have to be a pizza? Mom's talking.
Say hi.
There. Wait,
They can see you. Say hi.
listen.
Over there. Come. Hello.
Huh? I have a Mickey Mouse.
Hey.
So
Why?
I am cooking a brown sugar butter paprika baked chicken, and I'm gonna make some cheesy broccoli to go with it,
Okay.
and maybe some mashed potatoes. So I have this hooked up to StreamYard. That means that if anybody wants to come on and chat with me, they can. So I have a link for anybody who wants to join. So,
Don't you have one like that? I appreciate that.
and I found my microphone, Carl. I found my microphone. It was actually in my mixer, which is kind of funny.
Somebody put it in the mix.
Somebody put my microphone in the mixer. In the kitchen. Alright.
Mixer, microphone in the mixer. Hmm.
Sit to the door.
Oh no. It's rough. I'm sorry, lady. Love you.
Alright. So, alright, so I'm already prepped. Ready to go. Over here is my lovely chicken on the pan ready to go. My oven is set to 450. And in my pan right here, I've got butter, paprika, garlic, and brown sugar. And I salted and peppered the chicken. So, all I'm going to do now is melt this really quick, mix it all together, and then this is going over my chicken, and then it's going in the oven, and then I'm going to maybe get some help.
Nope.
I'm going to cut up the broccoli and get that ready to be steamed. And,
Nope.
it doesn't take as long to cook the broccoli, though, so that and the mashed potatoes only take 5 minutes when I make them in the microwave, and they're not homemade mashed potatoes. Instant mashed potatoes.
Chicken taters.
Oh, it smells really good. Like sometimes I wish you could make the smell go through the food screen so you can just smell how good this smells right now.
Chicken on this already.
Yeah. I just need to cut the broccoli.
It's fine. Clean this for you.
So I hope you guys are having a good Saturday. I know a lot of people are busy, but I know sometimes you're always busy and then you're bored out of your mind. So I figured I'd do a little post. Invite people on the chat if they'd like. Talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Well, within reason.
Yeah, don't get me banned off of my shows or nothing.
Talk about the food. Yeah, goofy buttheads.
Alright, that's all mixed and melted. Now I'm going to let it cool for just a minute before I put it on my chicken. Alright, just give me a second. I'm going to get this thing ready. Alright, so I'm Sharon. That is the live show. And I am going to. There you guys go. You wanna join me? This is where you go. So I posted on there. If you guys want to join me and talk, that's where I'm gonna be. All right, so I got it all stirred up now. This is going over my chicken. All right. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and cover my chicken in the juicy sauces. It smells delicious. And this is only going to take about 25 minutes to bake. And so it gives me time while I am baking these to prep the broccoli and everything else that I'm going to be making. I went grocery shopping today and got some more stuff so I can cook more things for you guys. I will be live again on Monday on the Bill of Rights Network. And then I will be making my videos on here on my YouTube channel about my kids' stuff on Fridays. So the next special event coming up is Elijah's birthday, which is May 10th. All right, I'm going to wash my hands real quick before I go any further, and then I'm going to put that in the oven. All right. I also turned this to keep the gear on. Oh, broccoli is the devil. Okay, so on here, on my chicken, my mom asked, it is brown sugar, paprika, garlic, butter, and salt and pepper. Okay, that's what I have mixed in here, and that's what's going on the chicken. And I'm going to go ahead and put this in the oven. Whoa, and you see my lovely huge pan for my big family right here. Oh, yay, food! That's Jeremiah. This is my goofy child. As you can tell. And broccoli is not of the devil. Broccoli is good. My kids like it only if I make it with broccoli and cheese, though. So
I like broccoli. I don't need no cheese.
you don't need cheese on your broccoli?
No.
Okay.
It actually makes it creamy. It just makes it creamy. Doesn't really
All right. Well, how about you get me a pot? One of the, yeah, probably one of the brown ones, so I can actually put the broccoli in there when I'm done cutting. All right.
like,
So I know I don't show my face a lot because if I put it on me, you can't see what I'm doing, right?
like one of these back?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
I have to find my vegetable knife.
Let me just show you. There's
It's a butcher knife.
broccoli.
I got the right knife. There we go.
I'm trying to make it so that you can see you and the food.
All right. Well, I have to move it further away if I was going to do that.
We don't want it in that.
Yeah, it's fine. I got 2 heads of broccoli because my kids are picky and they don't really want the stems, but I didn't feel like being cheap and buying cut broccoli
Why?
that was already cut. So
Isn't that better?
This big thing right here. You can cook this. You can chop this up and cook this.
Jeez, that's big.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
So, I have the Velveeta cheese. That's the cheese that I'm going to put over the broccoli.
Velveeta.
Velveeta shells and cheese. It's in the fridge still because I'm going to need another pan for that. So, like, I need another saucepan. And you mix it with milk. That's how you cook that. And then I'm going to steam the broccoli.
You mean this?
No, I can't use that on the stove. I need an actual. I just don't need one as big as this pot. I need another pot, but not one that big. Well, you don't have to eat it, Mickey. So be thankful you don't have to eat the broccoli. My kids will eat the broccoli. I saw you made Brussels sprouts, and I will make Brussels sprouts sometimes too. I also like to make asparagus.
Well, I didn't even figure out that. Perfect.
And then, of course, your green beans and your corn. Because I can only do so much fancy stuff. I get too
You're
tired.
looking for someone who is good at cooking. Oh, mother. It's not all of it is delicious.
Yeah, sometimes I cook food you guys don't like.
I want canned cheese.
Very rarely. I don't remember the last time you've done that.
Well,
And it's only because they refuse to eat it and even try it.
Why is that?
Yeah,
one
sometimes
of
I think it looks weird, and they're like, I'm not gonna try that. That looks too weird.
Get it.
I need a rabbit to eat the stems. Actually, I was just at the animal shelter because I was looking for a cat or a dog. But it's a little bit frustrating because every time I go there, they tell me that none of the animals will work with my family because I have a cat and small children. So it's just,
They got a new
I don't know.
Boys.
it's kind of frustrating because I don't think every single animal in the animal shelter is bad for families.
You can touch the grill with these. Not get burned.
Within reason. Not gonna just stick your hand in the fire.
I
expect to
know,
not
like
get burned.
you can use these instead of spatulas. Heat resistant up to 500 degrees.
Last weekend, Richie made hamburgers on the grill. So I'm cooking today. Last time I made the broccoli, I only did one head of broccoli because I didn't think the kids would eat it, and they ate it all, and I didn't have enough. So this time I bought 2 heads of broccoli. I normally double everything I make because our family is so big, and I did double the chicken recipe too. So, and I'm glad that the stores lifted the limits on the amount of meat you can buy because that really sucks. A big family, and they're like, oh, you can only get 2 pounds of hamburgers. 2 pounds of hamburger will feed my family one time. Like, that's nuts. But I'm glad they lifted that because that was a real pain. I really had to get creative on what I was cooking. More likely to do frozen meals, and I prefer to do, fresh, healthy, healthier stuff. If you know what I mean. So, yeah, I don't really cook on the grill either. Richie does all the cooking on the grill. Now I know how to cook on a grill. I just don't normally. I'd like to actually buy a fire pit and sometimes cook on that. Because we did that this summer when we stayed in the campground, and we had a lot of really good recipes, and I got a lot from Boy Scouts and stuff, and that was a lot of fun. Probably won't go camping anytime soon though, because that was really traumatic, and I'm over it. I need a break before I ever go camping again. I also bought the kids a game for cornhole. I've always wanted one, never had one, so I just went and bought one. I'm gonna put that one in there. What are you guys doing for supper? As soon as I'm done prepping this and I go sit down, I'll let you guys talk to the kids and stuff. Although I can already hear them fighting. So I don't know how you guys steam your broccoli. Some people have steamers. I'm just putting a little bit of water in the bottom of it and heating it up and just letting it steam that way with a lid on it. Or no lid. But it doesn't take long to cook. And I don't want to cook it too fat. You know, it's be done too early before everything else is done. So. All right, I'm going to put my stuff away real quick. I typically clean as I go because otherwise it'll drive me nuts and I don't like having a messy workspace. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna throw stuff on the floor. All right. Hopefully that won't get in my way. I'm gonna put some water in here. Just a little bit, not a lot. And then that's ready to go. Now I'm gonna get the cheese ready to go before I turn it on. Hey Richie!
No?
I need the charger for the laptop.
You know what?
Charger for the laptop.
Charge for the laptop.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't mind buying a cow. Maybe even a whole cow. We don't do pork anymore, so I wouldn't do a pig. But I would do a cow.
Moo. What?
The milk, it's all the way in the back.
Yes, dear. Here you go. On the counter.
Do you remember?
Nope.
Will you stop it, you dork?
Nope.
Do you remember what I mixed this with? Because that's not right.
Sure it's not this one?
That's queso dip.
Oh.
I know it needs milk. That's it, right? That's all we put in it, right?
I think so.
I'll have to look it on the internet for me. For broccoli and cheese.
You want me to look it up?
Yeah, because I'm using my laptop.
Oh, because I was going to go grab it.
Oh, okay.
But
All right, hold on. Thank you.
well,
Love you. That seems like too much. How many ounces is that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 16 ounces. Yeah, so 3 cups. 3 cups of milk. That seems like a lot. But I guess, yeah, that's what it says, yeah.
I would chunk that cheese up.
Yeah, I'll cut it. I'm not going to leave it as a big old.
And last time.
Yeah, I'm not going to leave it as a block of cheese. And that doesn't take very long. Okay. I'll use a lower heat. Alright, I'm gonna wash my knife off. I'm gonna go back to StreamYard so I can see what you're saying. Oh, you ate mac and cheese? Are you feeling better after your surgery? Like feel more awake, not in a lot of pain, I hope. Mom. If you join the StreamYard link, it might take me a minute to see that you're there, but I will check it. See, I'm wearing my WO Entertainment shirt. See, it's actually really nice today. All right, I'm gonna cut this cheese up. So today I already went, this morning I took the kids or Nehemiah to jiu-jitsu. And then after that, I went and took Micah to the animal shelter and looked at the cats and the dogs. And then I went to Walmart and bought some groceries and the cornhole game for the kids. And now I'm making dinner. So I've been on the go all day. I'm starting to get tired. And the last, when Rishi was gone, I didn't do a lot of cooking. I ended up ordering food because I didn't have his help and I had to run to all the stuff for the kids, and then I just didn't have time to cook dinner. So it's good to get back to cooking now that he's home. And then, of course, I've been looking at those old pictures that I posted on my Facebook, and a lot of people are commenting on them. And it's good to get some of that information because a lot of people know I've been looking for my dad's dad for a long time. And honestly, I feel like there's people in my family that know the truth and they're not telling me. And it's frustrating, but one day I'll find out, even if it's not until I die. I will know the truth eventually. But it brings up a lot of memories. And I was remembering the old trailer I used to live in, Mom. I was actually like, could see myself in the hallway where the washer and dryer was, where the bathroom was, where the rooms were. Oh, I'm glad you're not in pain. That's good. And yeah, physical therapy. Physical therapy's fun. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start this broccoli now. And then I'll cut all the cheese up. And then I'm going to also get a pan for the mac and cheese because I'm just going to do some instant, or not mac and cheese, see, you confused me with mac and cheese. I'm going to do mashed potatoes. I'm going to get a bowl for the mashed potatoes. So I might have to step over here for a minute. Bowl. I got these really fancy measuring cups. Not really, but you know. I'm gonna check on my chicken. Might also broil it just to kind of brown it on the top too when it gets close to being done. All right. 4 cups of water. Cheese in the pot. No dropping the cheese. Oh, I dropped pieces of broccoli too. That's okay. Tomorrow all the kids have chores. I'll clean it up for me. I'm just joking, but yeah. All right, let me get a lid. I think that lid's too big. Yep, it's too big. There we go. That's the right lid. And then I need to measure 3 cups of milk. So I just finished my physical therapy. I'm all done with it now. I'm not all done exercising. I'm just done learning the exercises and how to do them at home. So now I'll be doing them at home. Over here, I'm gonna get the mashed potatoes. There we go. All right, so what do you guys want to talk about? I'm trying this out too. Sugar-free Mountain Dew. Gives me some energy. Not the healthiest, I know. Milk. All right. 3 cups of milk. I know I use whole milk, but I use whole milk for my kids because all of my kids, except for 2 of them, are on stimulants. And when you take stimulants, you don't gain weight a lot or you're not hungry like you should be. And so in order to add a little bit to their food, I use whole milk. Sometimes I'll add extra oil to their food because I don't need it, but they do. Peanut butter, some high-calorie yogurts, some high-calorie juices, like white grape juice has the most calories in it, are the best way to add calories to kids that are having a hard time gaining weight and kind of offset some of that not wanting to eat because of the stimulants they take. I like talking about the kids' disabilities, and I did make some ADHD videos. I made one for DMDD, and Friday I made one for Elijah. I'll probably go back and forth between those for a little bit because I haven't fully covered everything. I didn't talk about treatment much at all for those conditions or some of the things that we've done. I just more talked about what they are and what they look like. And I found that DMDD is so new and so unknown, especially to a lot of parents that are just not getting that diagnosis, that my video's gotten a lot more views on it than any of my others. So I think I might take a little bit more time talking about DMDD because it seems to be something that isn't a whole lot of information out there on it, especially personal experiences. And it's one of those things that people may find hard to discuss because it's not fully understood, just like some other mental health disorders. And there's stigmatism and wrong thinking about some of those things too, and it sucks. Like, I really wish I could take the time for you guys to get to know all of my kids, because then you really learn a lot on what these disabilities really are and see the kids for who they are and not labels, they're all pretty special. And they're talented. And they're kind. And they're loved. And they're loving. Alright. I'm gonna check home. Oh yeah. Oh. Whew. That is cooking good. Alright, let me. Alright, I'm gonna flip the chicken over. What did you say? Mountain Dew, yeah. You know, not everybody like Mountain Dew. My kids like Mountain Dew. This is a different kind of Mountain Dew, but it is sugar-free. I normally drink Diet Dr. Pepper if I drink soda. Lately, I've been drinking a lot of the like carbonated water. That's been my go-to. Ooh, that's hot. I didn't tell you that I put the oven at 450. Forgot to say that. So it is browning up nicely. I am not going to need to broil it at all. It looks very good. I'll show you guys just a second. Alright. I'm gonna move the camera. I'm gonna turn around. I'm gonna let you guys see. Ugh. Hopefully I don't drop my phone. You see my face is all red. There you go. There it is. Actually, I haven't looked at the weather, other than it tends to get like cold at night and then pretty decent during the day. So it might, I'm gonna go ahead and start my cheese too, and because those are almost done. But we have thunderstorms right now, actually. Smells like teriyaki chicken?
Yeah.
All right. So I don't know if they're calling for style or not. I wouldn't be surprised if they were because it changes so often. Where's my spoon? I was like, oh, I lost my spoon. Seriously, what to do with it? There it is. I found it. Oh my gosh. I can be just as scatterbrained as my kids sometimes. Although I don't have ADHD. I'm like the only one in the house that's organized. Yeah, the storms are a little bit different here. Like, that's one thing that's interesting is because the weather here it's cold, like South Dakota was, but it's not the same kind of cold. Like, can you believe that I'm literally going outside in short sleeves when it's 42 degrees outside? No. Because I am. Like 42 feels nice. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, even the 20-degree weather didn't feel as cold to me as I expected it to. It just feels different. It's a different kind of cold. I don't know how to explain it. Because normally I hate the cold. I don't like the cold at all. All right. Hey, Carl. I got StreamYard up and running. And I don't know if you got to see that I used my green screen the other day, which I'm still waiting for my my lighting. And I didn't have to get a microphone because my kids found my microphone. Or I found it, actually. Guess where it was, Carl? Guess where my microphone was? Couldn't find it for over a week. It was in my mixer. Yeah, in my mixer. In the kitchen. So I get the $5, right? Because I found it. Yeah. So funny. So I offered my kids $5 to find the microphone for me, and I'm the one that found it because I was making the 7-layer taco dip that I posted a picture of yesterday, and I used my mixer to mix up the sour cream and the cream cheese. And sure enough, there was my microphone inside my mixer, of all places. Oh my gosh. You think I'd find it in my toy box, and if it wasn't a toy box, I would be in a lot of trouble because the kids have about 10 containers of like buckets that are like this big and about this deep, full of toys. I would have been looking forever to find it if they'd been put in their toy section. I would have ordered another one before I ever found it. So, I'm also going to check my broccoli here. Yeah, good thing they didn't turn the mixer on and mess up anything. Yeah, my broccoli is just about done too. So I am actually going to go ahead and pull my chicken out because I don't want to burn it. And it was already pretty much done. That was my handle for my stove just fell off. Stuff that happens to me, that's for sure. Okay. Good thing that burner's not on, the one that fell off, because that would have been bad. Oh. Alright. I got these in the soup pan over here. So it doesn't burn my countertop. I just got some new oven mitts too, but I haven't opened them yet. So, check out my new oven mitt. I got 2 of them. Alright, I think I might have to heat warm this up just a little bit more because my cheese not melting fast enough. Richie said not to have it too hot, so. Yeah, I know, Carl. I never heard the full story of that, but I watch WO and I also watch the Bill of Rights. Obviously, I watch everything you guys do. We'll chat later. I just kind of got left out of the loop on that one. But I'm sorry to hear that, though. Hey, I do have one of your guys' merchandise, though. And you give me a second, I'll go grab it. So, here you go. Second Amendment branch. There you go. Got my water bottle right there. So, I definitely like to support the veterans, regardless. Definitely, prevention of mass suicide is important to me. Many of you know that my husband's a veteran, my sister's a veteran, my brother is active duty, and my brother-in-law is active duty, all Navy. And there's also lots of history of military and both my husband and I's family. I have some Revolutionary War people, generals in my family line too. So definitely important to me. And if I get a chance, I'm going to try to support more than just, merchandise. I help whenever I can, especially if God blesses me to be able to do so. I definitely will do so. Anybody that's needing help or needs a place to stay or needs a place to come to talk, I'm going to be here. And I'll tell you something that's funny, Carl. I was seeing my kid's psychiatrist on Thursday, and I told him that sometimes I show up on the Bill of Rights Network, and he's like, because you support the Bill of Rights? And I'm like, yeah, I support the Bill of Rights. And he said, he made some comment, and I was like, oh, okay, I get what you're getting at, because you don't like kids with, families that have kids with mental health having a gun. And I said, look, I don't own a gun. My husband doesn't own a gun. We have no weapons in our home. We've tried to be very safe with our children. But we also have started to teach them how to use a gun properly and how to treat it appropriately. And even when they handle Nerf guns, we tell them, not to point it at people's faces, to not hold your finger on the trigger, to treat it as if it was a real weapon. And Richie, because of guys are looking at airsoft guns to teach them even more stuff. But just because I don't own a gun doesn't mean that I don't support your right to own one. And one day I'd like to own one. But for now, we don't. I don't think he knew what to say about that, but that's like one of his rules, because he's worried about, teen suicide, which I totally understand. I have to lock up my scissors and sharp objects to prevent any type of thought as far as it goes for teen suicide. I know because of COVID, like suicide rates and stuff have gone up all across the board, teens and veterans, and it's just really sad. That's why I'm really happy that I'm able to get my kids into some extracurricular activities, because they get involved with other people, they make new friends, and they seem a lot happier. And that's part of the reason why I'm going to the animal shelter too, because the cat we have is just so mean. He's like, don't touch me, don't hold me, don't pick me up, don't even look at me, because I'm going to run away from you. And I really wanted a pet. The whole reason I got a cat in the first place was to be kind of a comfort, or to lower anxiety for me and the kids. So it was just kind of disappointing that the cat was like that. So I'd like to get another animal that can be more comforting and less and more friendly with my kids. And cats are just so picky, and you just never know what kind of cat you're going to get when you get a cat. So that's why we've been looking at a dog. Yes, I'm looking at a dog, Mom. Yeah. My psychiatrist, I can invite him. I gave him the information to the Bill of Rights. I told him the Bill of Rights Network, and I also told him about my YouTube channel, The Molly Family 7 Show. And if he's willing to talk, I'm sure I can ask him. And that's kind of a nice thing too, because when I lived in Virginia Beach, the professional relationships you had with people were just very closed off, and they saw so many people that you couldn't even get past just to hear prescribed medicine. But my kid's psychiatrist was a really awesome guy, and even though he did see a lot of kids in Virginia Beach, he knew who we were. He cared about our family, what was going on with us. He wasn't just focused on, let me prescribe your kids meds. And I think the new psychiatrist here seems to be like that. He's more involved in what's going on in our family, and not just, the minute details, which is how a child psychiatrist should be. If you you don't have one like that, then you should find another one. But aside from the psychiatrist, even the doctors and the therapists and the caregivers are so much more personable than they were in Virginia Beach. And even the person that checks me out of the grocery store is. So I think it would be, I might be able to get professionals that would be willing to do interviews, whereas before it would be like, no, I can't do that, I'm too busy, or I don't have time. So we might be able to get some of them. You have 2 big dogs and 2 cats, and you prefer cats. Yeah, I'm not a big dog fan. I've struggled with having a fear of dogs, and so is Micah. But I'm warming up to them. Crystal kind of helped with that, bringing her dog Gordon around. And even though Pirate really did not like Gordon, he eventually got used to Gordon being around. And so I think that Pirate may be really, not happy if we brought home a dog. I think he would eventually warm up to, as long as we got a good dog that wasn't, going to attack the cat. And that's the biggest thing that we've been trying to look at, is just finding one that will not be harmful to our cat or the kids. And it's been hard. And I asked, because sometimes you have animals pet shops and stuff where you can buy animals that aren't shelter animals, but they don't have that around here, not locally close by anyway. So if they do, I don't know where one is. But they're so expensive and they cost so much money, and then you just don't know what you're getting. And it's the same thing with shelter animals. So I don't know, just pray that God sends us the right animal for our family. That we get approved to have one. And also, speaking of the Bill of Rights, Carl, we've had a lot of legislation here in Idaho, and there's this big fight right now over funding of the school system, because people are complaining that they don't want critical race theory taught in the schools here. And so they have denied funding the schools until they can guarantee that critical race theory is not going to be taught in schools. It's definitely an area of tension here. And then there was also a lot of upset when the governor issued the stay-at-home orders and the mask mandates in cities. And so there's actually legislation trying to be passed right now to limit the powers of the governor in emergency, as well as making it so that masks can't be mandated by any state agencies, state or city agencies, like schools. Because right now, my kid's school does mandate masks. And it is frustrating. I'm not a big fan of masks, but I won't get into that conversation now because I have my thoughts on that, and I don't think they do anything, but that's just me. Anyway. So, okay, you said you had a husky? They actually had 2 huskies at the shelter, and they absolutely refused to even let me consider adopting the husky because they said that they would eat my cat. So, you have cats, and you have a husky. Does it eat your cat? Because I really feel like they're blowing me off and making excuses because they don't like that I have 7 children. And they don't want to let me adopt one of the dogs there. So they make excuses for everyone that I'm interested in. I was even looking at a basset hound one time, and I don't know, what do you guys think is the best breed that would be good for my family? So right now I'm putting the broccoli in a bowl, and I'm going to pull out my water and mix up my mashed potatoes, and my meal is going to be ready to go. Alright. See my lovely cheese sauce. And my broccoli. There it goes. My broccoli is smothered in cheese. There we go. Other little pieces at the end, but there's my broccoli and cheese right there. I'm gonna let that cool off a little bit. Ooh, that's hot. That's what I was thinking because I really like the husky, and the husky is nice and gentle. But what do you do if the people there are lying to you about it? And they're not going to let me adopt it on them? Like, how do I fight that? It's frustrating.
Yes, put down.
Huh? Mom has a husky and said that she's fine. It doesn't attack her cat.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they're lying to me.
Well, that one just might not like cats because just like it.
They said that there was no history on it.
Really?
Yeah. They said, but huskies like small animals. That's just what they told me. But I would think, what about a German Shepherd? If German Shepherd is more likely to be attacked than a husky? But they said the German Shepherd was fine. And the German Shepherd is a large dog.
Yes. Yes, they are.
Big dog. There was a Vietnam vet when they were looking for a dog too, when I was there today.
Oh yeah. You still on there? People eyeballing me right now.
Well, I'm telling you, this husky was like 2 years old. Yeah, I didn't see any fun with the dog at all.
Well, I mean, you always just go on out there and say hi, introduce the boys, see how the dog reacts. Maybe the guy overreacted and freaking, I don't know, was wrong. Maybe.
Well, the other one that they have here that they said would attack kids and stuff, they have a little collar on. It's also a husky.
Yeah.
And I didn't sense any bad about it all either.
Yeah, that dog was super sweet.
It was. That's why I said, like, they just really lied.
Stir the broccoli cheesiness. I don't know, maybe a little less next time.
Yeah, I thought that 3 cups was a little much, but
We can try a
maybe I
little
didn't
less
get a
next
big
time.
enough bowl to put it in.
Wow. See
I
that?
was like, oh, German Shepherds are more like
Went to-
bad than a husky, and they wanted to give us a German Shepherd.
You. Oh, the cheese and broccoli's done. Yes. Broccoli like. What else? Mashed potatoes and the chicken. You cooked the things I wanted. You two cooked together. The chicken.
Yay!
That.
Yay! Alright. Alright, people.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you for doing what I asked. No, it's not actually.
Sure, good.
1 for $2.
Alright, stick it on the table. Boys. Boys.
Alright, I'm gonna put the stuff on a plate and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Oh, that tastes good.
On the table. Lunch for supper.
And then the sauce.
Silicone blood. Nothing. No, that's part of supper. But there was nothing in the I just so you have the chicken and your broccoli and cheesiness and your potatoes, and then you're gonna be done. Whoa, that's not.
Alright, so
I think my glasses, Mom.
I am okay. Alright.
That's a good idea, Obadiah.
Turn it
Take off your glasses so you can keep them clean. Here, we don't need to open both of these. You want some juice? You got apple juice, orange juice, or plain raspberry juice. Or we have milk. You want chocolate milk. You saw chocolate
Alright, I'm gonna move this over. Oh man, that's heavy.
Alright, go big cup.
I'm gonna need
Oh, you're gonna use a huge
Alright, so I'm gonna show you guys the final result before I get off here. I hope you guys are having a good Saturday.
No, leave that on. Mom's got the camera on.
Just so
your phone. Watch out. I know. There you go. Take it to the table. Ezra, stop. Put that away. Thank you. Meow, 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 meow. Not procrastinating, side quests.
yes, but we're gonna start with the basics, and then if you eat everything, then you can have some more.
Yeah, but you gotta eat everything on your plate first.
I know. I know.
I know you know, I'm just reiterating it so that I can say that I told you so tonight. I'm gonna come eat your face, just so you know. Got it! Love you, bud. Can you help us get some forks and stuff? Down, you get forks.
Can you give me a piggyback one?
No?
I'll get you metal.
Okay, that's fine. So get everybody else forks.
Or
Easiness.
there's only 4 plastic forks.
There's a lot more.
No, there's not. Damn.
It's nice shot. It's gonna be
I
yummy.
gotta unplug my phone.
I got a lot of forks. So,
Come on, Gabe.
They're gonna go
Here we go. There's my final meal.
Give me food.
Brown and toasted that is, mashed potatoes, and broccoli and
Whoa.
so I hope you guys enjoyed that. Yeah, I know Crystal has the same problem, but it's one of my kids like the broccoli and cheese.
Those to the table.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and head out so we
Those
can,
to the table.
and I will be back on Monday on the Bill of Rights Network. So look up the Bill of Rights Network. 4 o'clock my time, whatever time that is for you. So, and I'll be cooking and talking about some more stuff. So all of you guys have a good night, and bye.
All right, so time. Come get it.